Greetings, everybody. Dave DeWalt here, the founder and CEO of NightDragon, coming to you live from the RSA Cybersecurity Conference here in beautiful San Francisco. Today, I have the opportunity to interview some of the hottest cyber companies in the world. And what a privilege it is. Thank you so much to the NASDAQ for hosting us here at the Entrepreneurial Center, just down from the Moscone Center. So very excited to have a chance to talk to some of the coolest CEOs in all the world and have some fun while we're doing it. Today, I have a special guest, the brand new Chief Executive Officer of Interos.ai. You got to have a .ai for everything. Ted Krantz, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure, Dave.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate having you. How's the first 2 weeks been?
It's been action-packed, right? It's exciting to be here, solving a huge, geopolitical issue, one of the biggest crises of our time, right? $3 trillion at risk in terms of disruption annually. We're the platform of record.
Before we get to that, you're a San Francisco native or you live here?
I do now.
Okay, you do now.
Do now, yeah.
And thank you for coming and joining Interos. Exciting. I know you have backgrounds in AI, right?
I do, yep, prior stuff.
Tell your background a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So it's also a good story of how I landed here. So I grew up through the enterprise resource planning companies, PeopleSoft, then over to SAP. And then I had an entrepreneurial itch. I had an opportunity to go work for Tom Siebel at C3 AI. I did another AI leader, digital marketing leader Sky. And then more recently, Data AI, where I was CEO for 6 years.
That's my favorite name of company, Data.ai.
Pretty good domain.
Like a perfect name, right?
Yeah.
But we really appreciate you joining. One of the big themes that we see, and I think everybody knows this in the world of cybersecurity, is supply chain risk management has become probably the biggest risk we're seeing. The attackers are attacking the supply chain. But when you think more broadly beyond cyber, financial risk, operational risk, geopolitical tensions around the world, regional wars, things that are happening have put a lot of sort of nationalism into our thinking, creating strains on the supply chain. And this has really come out around the world. Talk a little bit about what Interos does for a minute in helping solve that problem.
So Interos is really the first product that's been built out on a proper data model with a knowledge graph that allows you to drop in 400 million companies and 11 billion supplier relationships, like out of the box.
11 billion relationships of 400 million companies.
That's right. That's the knowledge graph, up and running in a couple of weeks. So when you think about that, we're really the de facto standard. It's the best relationship map for supply chain available today in the market, the best insurance policy any Fortune 500 company could possibly have.
So you now have visibility to your suppliers, but also your suppliers, right?
Yes, yeah, that's kind of a big trend. A lot of times you have the focus on maybe the top suppliers, but the supplier underneath. Is that a good relationship? Is there something at risk? We're able to expose all of that in an N-tier architecture to provide a lot of depth in terms of coverage across the.
And what does AI do for us here? Because of the data problem being so large, we now can monitor and create visibility to this mass thing. Is that the core?
Yeah, so the company really has already built out the map and monitoring capabilities. So iScore is really at the heart of that, the Interos score. So you're opening up the product and instantly you're seeing green, yellow, red opportunities around what we define as the 6 risk factors for supply chain.
And what are those 6?
Cyber, catastrophic, ESG, regulatory, geopolitical, and finance.
Wow.
So when yeah, exactly. So when you think about those 6 risk factors, you could argue that represents all the risk factors associated with the life cycle within supply chain. That's very powerful. No one else is doing that.
So now we have the world's largest supplier database, monitoring 6 different risk factors every minute of the day, essentially in a large language model that allows us to not only see visibility, but monitor and detect risk, and then hopefully create workflows that then prevent a problem from happening, correct?
Precisely, yes. And that's definitely the vision for the company. We want to build out the applied AI predictive analytics winner in this category.
So let's talk about the company.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right away, just spirit of communication, because it's public, being on the board of Delta Airlines, we're a big user of this software. It's amazing to watch this product at work, especially the complexity of a large airline and all the suppliers related to that. A major, kind of system of record for us. Talk about maybe a little where the company's at in its journey, customers, how much capital, things like that, and where you're at.
Yeah, so today, like I said, we've built out the the largest relationship map for mapping and monitoring capabilities. We do have a new product that hopefully we'll get into a little bit, Watchtower. It's kind of getting into a next
It's called
evolution.
Watchtower.
Watchtower.
Cool name.
Cool name. But the customer base here, it's Fortune 500, right? There's a lot of early regulatory influence in terms of the market. So if you look at top airlines, top North American banks, the top 2 oil and gas providers, you've got NASA, Department of Defense, Navy, Freddie Mac, Accenture,
So government
L3
too.
Harris.
Yep.
Yep. So this is a robust client roster of those that are really getting ahead of the risk game and that $3 trillion that's at risk every year. If you get hit, we estimate it's about $100 million for each time, and that's a big number.
Yeah, hear that number. It is a very large problem. Most people don't have visibility to their suppliers, let alone suppliers, and then monitor all of this as well. Talk a little bit about, aside from a cool investor like NightDragon, what other investors do you have? We are an investor, by the way.
Yeah, Kleiner Perkins is on the board as well, and then we have Venrock participating too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have Accenture, I believe,
We do.
ServiceNow
Yes.
as well.
All contributing as well. Yes,
So
exactly.
very important strategic companies.
In addition to that, lots of M&A and consolidation opportunity in the market as well.
Yeah, lots of things going on.
Yeah.
So what do you see as your objectives over the next period of time? Talk a little bit about new product, sounds like it's coming out.
Yeah, so we have Watchtower coming out, and I think that is the first time it kind of tips to where you see the rest of the market going. With Watchtower, you're able to not only take that relationship graph that we have and build that into the product, but you're able to incorporate some of your own data. So let's say you have some single source opportunities, you have spend thresholds you're managing, or even to your point earlier, you have visibility at tier 1, but not necessarily 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to create basically my own risk register, tailor it, and put that at the front of the product. And so that's very game changing in terms of customization.
I always thought one of the most powerful things I've ever seen in the world of risk management is the power of AI. You have that.
Yes.
The power of deployed on the cloud. You have that.
Yep.
And now the power of the crowd, as well as you begin to really get to the next stage of this with Watchtower and what you're doing.
Yeah, the incorporation of your own signals is going to be a bigger trend for sure.
Yeah, a lot going on. Ladies and gentlemen, just a great honor to have Ted Krantz on here with Interos.ai, one of the hottest companies, supply chain risk management in our world that we're living in. This is one of the bigger threats that we're facing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much
for coming on the show,
Appreciate it.
Ted.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you.